Today we've been learning about different sentence types and the effect that they have on the reader. And we've been looking at this excerpt from Michael Morpurgo's I Believe in Unicorns. The waters rose and rose around them until their hooves were covered, then their legs, then their backs, and so they had to swim. They swam and they swam for hours, for days, for weeks, for years. They swam for so long, they swam so far, that in the end they turned into whales. We've identified two techniques that Michael Morpurgo has used here. The first one being repetition. You can see the waters rose and rose till their hooves were covered, then their legs, then their backs, and they swam and they swam, and the repetitive nature of those sections. We also looked at sentence length, particularly where there were lots of commas to separate details that made that sentence seem quite long. We found it quite useful when discussing the effect the sentence types and strategies have using this frame. So to take repetition as an example, the effect of using repetition here is that it shows you just how, and this just how is an important framework to use. So for example, if we are talking about the waters rose and rose around them until their hooves were covered, then their legs, then their backs, and so they had to swim, we could say the effect of using repetition here is that it shows you just how quickly the water was moving upwards, was rising, and just how high it was going, because you've got a mental image of the unicorn, and you know that if their hooves and their legs and their backs are covered, that water is rising quickly and it is rising high. To take the next example, if we look at the repetition in the next section, they swam and they swam for hours, for days, for weeks, for years. The effect of using repetition here is that it shows you just how far they swam and just how long they swam for. So it's in a way exaggerating the distance they swam and the time it took them to swim that distance. Then we looked at sentence length, and we particularly looked at this sentence here. They swam and they swam for hours, for days, for weeks, for years. And that's quite a listy sentence. It's a sentence that makes you think something's going on and on and on. And the effect of using that sentence length here is that it shows you or exaggerates just how long that swim was going on for by the very length and complexity of the sentence. Michael Morpurgo uses repetition quite a lot in this story, I Believe in Unicorns. And here you can see two other examples of that being used. I wonder if, using the strategy above and the template, you could answer what effect using repetition in each of these has on the reader. It really is a key technique for us to be able to explain well as part of the reading sets. I hope you found this useful. Thank you.